Wake up! Welcome to episode of No Script News, where I read a few articles and give you guys a breakdown. Essentially, it's just an excuse to talk to you guys because I'm lonely. Lonely. I'm so lonely. Just like Karl Jobst, no friends whatsoever. Billy Mitchell keeps on roasting him. He's not gonna let up. He wants him to bow down to the king. Billy Mitchell. All he had to do was kneel before the king. Not a big deal. Everyone does it at least once. But we know Karl isn't gonna do that because he's being gassed up and he wants to keep on fighting for some reason even though he already lost. I mean, just kneel before the king, ask for forgiveness, and take down your videos and say you'll never do it again and save your family and yourself that much money, man. He's giving you a way out, it seems, but it doesn't seem like Karl is smart enough to take it. It's like, who cares? Your career's already over when it comes to Billy Mitchell and all that stuff, so just drop it. You still have speed running. You get 200K on videos on those when they drop. Should be enough to keep you going. You don't have to resort back to trying to sell people dating advice. But Billy Mitchell's a fan of that too. Hello, you absolute virgins. It's kind of weird, huh, to think back and how people, I don't know, I can't trust people like him anymore because it's like he tried to be something, I understand reinventing yourself, changing with the times, but it just seems like, not like a charlatan, but he's like a snake sales oil man, trying to sell you advice on how to meet women. I mean, it's like you gotta prey on the lowest of the low, that the men who people who buy that are, it's kind of, you gotta feel sorry for those people, and he's kind of like taking advantage of them. And then after that, he made it big doing speedrunning, so he'll do something right there. But then after a while, that kind of gets boring too, I don't know. I'm just saying. He has a way out to save that much because he's gonna have to keep on doing speedrunning videos for the rest of his life. Unless he just apologizes and bows down to the king. But yeah, Billy Mitchell isn't gonna let up. He just keeps on roasting him. In the meantime, his Ricky hot sauce going up just selling like hotcakes. Hotcakes, hot sauce. Anyways, I have my cat right here. Just so you know, I'm not like petting my leg or anything.
First of all, I hate fucking swimming. Like, swimming is for fish. We don't belong in water. Dude, it's our gills on the side of my head. Dippity doo dah to the water. Keep your head up. Yeah, how about not going in the fucking water? How about water can kill you? Like, why don't I go swimming in fire? Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, water is for children, okay? The pool's for kids!
So Karl really needs to stop being delusional and, ask for forgiveness. Just do it. Who cares? The internet's already, people already look at you and kind of are making, laughing at you, making videos about you and stuff like that. So might as well just go all the way and save yourself the grief. I'm just saying. But speaking of delusional people, this one is it's embarrassing, it's kind of like, oh my lord, but the Whitehouse Twitter feed handle is like straight up propaganda, and to think that this stuff is gonna be forever in the Congress library, to the end of the United States time, records permanently there, and it shows stuff like this, like a bunch of Fox News propaganda just retweeted a bunch of weird shit on May 4th. May the 4th be with you, my nerds. They're celebrating Star Wars by having Donald Trump as they think a Jedi, but look at it. Look at anybody who truly knows about Star Wars can see what's wrong with this. The official White House Twitter handle. Happy May 4th to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting so hard to bring Sith Lords, murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, and well-known MS-3 gang members back into our galaxy. You're not the rebellion. You're the empire. May the 4th be with you. And it has Donald Trump with an American flag and eagles and a red lightsaber. a red lightsaber. I mean, obviously, he's a freaking Sith. Obviously, they are the Empire. I mean, come on. But they see themselves as a rebellion. But even beyond that, this is the official White House tweeting this. How embarrassing, man. And it goes beyond this. I mean, this is kind of, it could be funny, May 4th, trying to relate to the people, relate to the gamers out there, the nerds, the film geeks, trying to be like, ha ha ha, hello gamers. Or, I get it, it could be that. But at least get it right. You're showing a red lightsaber. Obviously, AI thinks that you are the Empire. But I mean, it gets more embarrassing, he retweeted or he tweeted a AI image of himself as the Pope after the Pope just recently died. I mean, no empathy or self-awareness, compassion. And then the White House Twitter handle retweets that shit. Blasphemy. Isn't there something like in the Bible saying that the devil will come disguised as a saint or as, or something of that nature? I mean, this has to be it. The times we live in. I mean, it's funny shit to look at. I kind of checked out of politics because it's just infuriating. I mean, both sides, freaking radical leftists that don't do shit, who just look the other way, let's bat an eye because they don't want to, lose their job just like everyone else. They all take money from the same people. So I mean, it's there's no winning. So it's I thought to myself, just enjoy my life and be kind to myself. And so when I see stuff like this, even though it's embarrassing, it doesn't really bother me because, tomorrow the sun will rise and a new day will be. And so, yeah, that's where I choose to be. But anyways, I just thought it was, embarrassing, and I wanted to share that with you. It's oh my God, at least get it right though, when it comes to May 4th and being a Sith. Speaking of propaganda, a lot of these outlets out here are consolidating. There's been layoffs at Giantbomb, and there's been layoffs at Polygon. I guess Polygon was bought out by Game Rant, maybe. I could be mistaken. This is no script news, okay? I just read the article and kind of, one ear out the other. But supposedly they got bought out, and of course, when you get bought out, there's going to be redundancies because you don't need the same people in the same positions as you did before. You pretty much just bought the audience, I guess, and you don't need people to write the same articles. Anyways, it's expensive. It's expensive to keep people on, so people were let go. And I guess in Giantbomb they did the same thing. Let a few people go because they're reorganizing. The thing is, this is, I understand how the mainstream media is sometimes, especially when it comes to video games and how it's like a club, and sometimes it could be access media because they don't want to, bite the hand that feeds them because these sites depend on all the advertisements and, I get it, we get it. But the thing is, people getting fired in the media and media organizations consolidating under one big umbrella, it's never good for you or me. The good thing about that is that there's people like us that can just, go ahead and broadcast and tell you what we think. So the media isn't necessarily controlling the whole narrative, but they are powerful, and the more that they consolidate, the more that their one message gets through instead of different messages from different people. So it's nothing to celebrate, something to watch. They already did it in the actual mainstream media where 4 freaking corporations own all the freaking different media outlets. So it's who do you trust, So anyways, it's never good when this stuff happens. So just something to, keep an eye out, especially if you like reading articles and stuff. Just, just think about it. Wake up. And South of Midnight has surpassed 1 million players. Again, I say players because the game is on Game Pass. So you gotta count players. And that's pretty good for a small little game like that. You're going 1 million people. It's like a perfect little game for Game Pass. I mean, that's why I played it. I still haven't beaten it. So many games just came out on Game Pass, at the same time that they all have to fight for my attention. And there's just not enough me to go around. Me having to fight off all the ladies, all the dudes too, because look at this. And then having to, find time to play my games is just very hard. So hard and difficult, but it's good news for South of Midnight. I mean, the sound design in that game is just top notch. I'll eventually finish it, and I'll eventually make a review because it's a game like that really deserves it. I mean, it feels like a game that's like handcrafted, from beginning to end. Not just paint by numbers, generic or anything like that. It's actually a great game, and congratulations. That's gonna do it for the episode of No Script News. Remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace. Wake up!